Hello guys, welcome to the Home Technologies. This is the second part. Hope you have followed the first part. Open the text file which you have downloaded, and the first step is the network settings. So I am going to give an IP address, and for that I am going to open the terminal, write setup, go to your network configurations in the setup, and edit the device parameters. Select the Ethernet card and give an IP address. I'm going to give it 8.200.192.168.8.200. Save the settings, save and quit these settings, and check using ipconfig whether the IP address has been saved or not. On Ethernet 0 we don't have any IP address. For that we are going to restart the network services. Write service network restart to restart the network services. In order to take effect for the IP address, write ipconfig again, and now you see that the IP address has been validated on the Ethernet 0.192.168.8.200. Now I can go to my host file, Control C and Control Shift V for paste on the terminal, and go to your host file, press I for insert, because in the VI we are in the VI, and I'm going to write an IP address 192.168.8.200. Hit a tab key and write your machine name with the domain. So in my machine name is oracle.server, and I'm going to .com is my domain, and I'm going to hit tab, and again I'm going to write oracle.server. That is my host name. Escape W escape colon WQ for write and quit. In the VI editor you can recheck again whether the setting has been saved or not using the cat command, and now you see that these settings has been saved for my host file. So now I can ping this my server, my local domain, using ping oracle.server.com. So now you see that my settings has been saved and validated. Now I'm going to check the firewall status because I have disabled it. I can just check up. If you haven't disabled it, you can stop using these commands. You can disable the firewall using these commands. The next step is the kernel parameters. I'm going to clear the terminal screen here, and I'm going to the system control configuration file, and using the VI editor same as we did, and I'm going to enter I for insert, and I'm going to copy these, Control C for copy all the kernel parameters, and Control Shift V to paste in the terminal, and I'm to get rid of the spaces, and after the spaces I'm going to hit the escape key, and I will write colon WQ for write and quit, and I can check it, you recheck it using the cat command. So here now here you see that these setting has been saved. So I'm going to the next step. I'm going to clear the screen so it would be more visible. I'm going to make the shell settings here. I'm going to copy this command, Control C key and Control Shift V key to paste, and I'm going to the last line and hit an I key for insert, and I'm going to copy these parameters and going to paste it here in the terminal, and I'm going to get rid of the spaces, and same procedure, save this file. You can check it again using the cat command. So I'm going to check it again using the cat command. So for that I will copy the path using cat space Control Shift V for the path. So now you see that the setting has been saved. Cat command is just for reviewing your file, just to view, and now I'm going to give the sessions setting in the VI, and same procedure, copy this session settings and paste it into the terminal in the configuration login file, and get rid of the spaces. Yes, that's it, and I'm going to save them. So the next topic, SE Linux should be disabled. I have disabled it, so I'm going to just check that. If not, you can disable it using the VI. So just see that SE Linux is equal to disabled. You can disable it. If not, you can write disabled. So for the next step, we are going to create two groups here, the DBA group and the Oracle install group, and I'm going to add group here, group add space DBA, and I'm going to uh, make another group for the Oracle installation. And now we have created the first group, now the second one, and now I'm going to create a user here. So you would see that Oracle software owner is just a username of the new user. I'm giving the rights of the both groups. So I'm going to give the username Oracle, that would be the username, and I'm going to give the password to the Oracle using the PASWD space Oracle and enter, give it the password. And now these settings has been saved. The fifth step is to make the directories here. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to make these directories for the Oracle installation and paste them in the terminal. That would make a directory, and I'm going to give the rights to the Oracle user of the installation rights to the directory. And now I'm going to set up permissions for the directory. So this change mode with gives you the permission. Now the sixth step is to set up environmental variables. So for that reason we have to log in as an Oracle. So I'm going to log in as Oracle. You can type this command and open the bash profile for set up the environmental variables for the Oracle. And now you can copy all these commands, and now you see that sid is orcl. I will set up sid orcl when configuring the database, so I'm going to save them in the terminal, get rid of the spaces, and again you can check whatever you want for the sid to be. In my case it would be orcl, and save the settings using the same procedure. Now the seventh step, the second last step, is to execute the RPMs, the repositories file. So for that reason I'm going to the live cd and go to the server folder here, and you can see that these are the RPM repositories here. So I need to execute these RPMs and install these RPMs. For the installation I'm going to open terminal in the server folder, close the server folder and copy these commands to your terminal. So I'm going to copy and paste these commands. So installing the repositories, and the last one, hit enter, and so that's it, we have installed the repositories here. So the seventh step has been completed. The last step uh, s- uh, is to install the Oracle. So I'm going to close this and log in as Oracle user, which I have made earlier. So I will log out and log in as Oracle again. For now we would need the Linux setup files for the Red Hat, so which we have downloaded from the Oracle website into my host machine. I'm going to copy them to my guest Red Hat Linux. So I'm going to copy and paste them to the desktop here. So now you note that these are the zip files here, so we need to unzip them. So I'm going to open the terminal here and go to desktop, and I am going to list them. So these are the two zip files. I write unzip space and the name of the zip file. So you see that on desktop there's a database folder. Now unzip the second file, 2 of 2, and now we have unzipped both the files. I can get rid of these files now, these zip files, so I'm going to delete them. Now in the database folder we have the Oracle Universal Installer here. Open terminal here. You can use the list command to show that this green one is the Oracle Universal Installer. So I'm going to execute this using /run installer to start the Oracle setup process. So it would take a while to start up, and now the setup is started. We don't want any emails. Click next, and I will install database software only. I will configure later. And single instant, click next. English language, click next. Enterprise edition, that's it. We have set it up the directories and the installation rights. Click next. It will check the prerequisites. Now you see that we haven't passed the prerequisites because the kernel parameters we have saved uh, haven't been executed because of the reboot. So we need to reboot in order to take effect the kernel parameters. So I'm going to log in again using the Oracle, and the same procedure I will follow uh, for the Oracle installation. Go to their database folder, run the installer, and check the prerequisites again. So I'm going to run the installer. It will take a while, and click the next, and check the prerequisites again. We will check it again, and click next. Now it will check the prerequisites. Now you see that we have passed the prerequisites here. So now we can install the Oracle. So that's it. We are installing the Oracle 11G, and now you need to execute these scripts. So you need to execute these scripts. Open the terminal here, go to this folder, and you need to note it here, because we have logged in as Oracle. We need to log in as a root to execute this command. If I would execute this command using Oracle, you would see that it must be executed as root. So I'm going to switch user as root, and I'm going to run this command again. So I'm going to go to these directories, or you can directly run the command. So using dot forward slash or ins root.sh to execute. Now I have executed the first command. I'm going to copy that. So sorry for the screen settings, but you know the logic here. So copy this and paste it into the terminal to execute the second one. So now we have executed the both commands. So now the setup would be finished. We have installed the Oracle, but we haven't configured any listener, or we haven't created any database. For that, I'm going to close all these windows, this window, and I'm going to uh, write netca to configure the listener. So click next, listener configurations, add a listener name, the TCP, the 1521 is a port. I don't want any another listener now. Click next and finish. So now the listener has been successfully installed. Now we have to create a database using database configuration assistant dbca. Click next, and I told you that I would set up orcl, the same name, and I would require configure enterprise manager. These are settings should be default from now, because we will play with them later on. So give the single password to all the users. You can use the different passwords. These default settings are good to go. I don't want specific flash recovery area. I've set up later on. I want sample schemas for latest testing purposes, and these parameters we will play with them later on, and they should be on their default from now. Click next and create a database. To finish, click hit finish, and now the database would be configured. So at the last you have the password management screen. You can unlock any account uh, from here and give it a password. I don't need them, so I'm going to close, exit and exit. So thank you very much for watching, and if you like our videos, subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, or log on to our website www.thehometechnologies.com. Thank you very much for watching.